All right, let's dive into something huge right now, the world of men's health supplements. I mean, it is a multi-billion-dollar industry, and it's all built on this one simple, powerful idea, becoming a better, stronger version of yourself. And hey, who doesn't want that? Whether you're trying to get more out of your workouts, sharpen your focus at work, or, get a little boost in the bedroom, you are definitely not alone in that. And the supplement industry knows it. They are right there offering what seems like a simple fix in a bottle. But here's the thing, this whole world is really a story of two complete extremes. On one hand, you've got these ancient remedies that are now getting backed up by some seriously compelling science. But on the other hand, you have this huge, unregulated market that's just filled with scams and some really dangerous secrets. So let's try and separate the promise from the peril. So why is this market so massive in the first place? Well, to get that, we have to look at the problem it's claiming to solve. It's tapping into a very real and honestly a growing concern that a lot of guys have about their health. I mean, does this sound familiar? That feeling like you've just lost your edge a bit. Maybe it's stress, maybe it's getting older, whatever it is, a lot of men are feeling like they're just not quite themselves. And it's not just a feeling. The data is actually starting to back this up. And look, if you've ever felt this way, you are so far from alone. Studies from all over the world are showing that low libido is a really big problem, with some finding that almost a third of men, we're talking up to 28%, report a lack of sexual desire. So it's really no wonder the search for solutions is heating up. And that search for solutions brings us to the promise of the natural world. So we're going to start with probably one of the most talked about herbs in men's health right now, ashwagandha. For literally centuries, this plant has been a huge deal in Ayurvedic medicine. It's known as a rasayana, which basically means an herb that helps rejuvenate the body. It's also called an adaptogen, which is just a fancy way of saying it helps your body handle stress. And now, modern science is taking a serious look at how it might specifically boost male vitality. And this is where it gets really, really interesting, the clinical data. One major study on a specific extract called KSM66 ashwagandha found some pretty mind-blowing results for men with low sperm count. Just look at this. Sperm concentration shot up by a staggering 167%. But that wasn't all. Not even close. The very same study found that testosterone levels, which, is a huge marker for male vitality, got a significant 17% boost. And the good news just kept coming. Semen volume, which is another really important factor for fertility, it increased by 53%. And to top it all off, sperm motility, which is just a measure of how well sperm can swim, jumped by 57%. So when you put all these numbers together, you can see why this stuff is generating so much buzz. The evidence is pretty compelling. But hey, it's not always about these powerful ancient herbs. Sometimes the most important things are, well, the basics. So let's talk about two essential minerals that are just foundational to men's health: zinc and magnesium. Okay, so think of zinc as like a total powerhouse for male health. Research shows it's absolutely vital for making sperm, for producing testosterone, and for keeping your prostate healthy. And get this, if you're low on zinc, it can be directly linked to a lot of the problems we're talking about, like low T and issues with sperm. Now, magnesium is just as important, but here's the key thing you gotta know. Not all magnesium is created equal, not at all. The type you take really depends on what you're trying to achieve. So, for example, magnesium glycinate is awesome for relaxation and sleep, while malate is way better if you're looking for an energy boost. It's really about picking the right tool for the right job. Okay, so we've seen the promise. We've seen the well-researched herbs and essential minerals. But this is where our story takes a really sharp and frankly pretty alarming turn. Now we have to step into the peril of the supplement world. And look, this isn't me being dramatic. This is a direct quote from the U.S. Food and Drug Administration, the FDA. They are flat out telling us that a lot of the products being sold for male enhancement are not what they appear to be. And we're not just talking about a few bad apples here. The FDA actually keeps a public list of these tainted products, and it contains hundreds of supplements that were found to contain undeclared and often very dangerous pharmaceutical drugs. So let's be super clear. This isn't a natural remedy with a hidden drug inside. It's just a hidden drug. I mean, just look at some of these names from the FDA's list. Rhino 69 Gummy, Black Panther Miracle Honey, The Goat. The names might sound kind of ridiculous, but the danger is deadly serious.
These products are often illegally spiked with the same active ingredients you'd find in prescription drugs like Viagra or Cialis. And taking those without a doctor's okay can lead to life-threatening problems, especially if you have a heart condition.
So, wow, with all this information, you've got promising science on one hand and just outright hidden dangers on the other. How are you supposed to make a safe choice? How do you even begin to navigate this maze? Well, the key here isn't to just swear off all supplements forever. Not at all. The real goal is to empower yourself with knowledge so you can confidently tell the difference between the legitimate, science-backed stuff and the dangerous fakes. So, here's a simple 4-step strategy you can use to stay safe. First, and this is non-negotiable, talk to your doctor. Figure out what you actually need. Second, do your own research on single ingredients and be very wary of products that hide everything behind a vague, proprietary blend. That just means they don't want to tell you how much of each thing is in there. Third, look for a seal from a third-party tester like NSF or USP. That's your proof that someone independent checked to make sure what's on the label is actually in the bottle. And finally, number 4, if a product is promising you a miracle or instant results, that is a giant red flag. Run. Real health improvements take time. In the end, it all comes down to this one question. What is really in your supplement? We've seen that this industry has both incredible potential and some really serious risks. But by arming yourself with knowledge and a healthy dose of skepticism, you can absolutely tap into the promise while avoiding the peril. The power to make a safe, smart choice is completely in your hands.